And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Last week, I reviewed Starcadia Quest, which is a fantastically fun game. But I want more stuff for Starcadia Quest, so that's what I'm going to talk about today, some of the more stuff. Now, this isn't everything. There's a PvP module, there's a robot module, which I'll be talking about, build a robot in its own thing because it's a really cool separate expansion. I'm just talking about some of the more stuff. So we have this Thorn Troopers, Star Wars, Zenith expansion, Invasion, Aliens, Space Marauders, which is just a lot more heroes and things, and then essentially some upgraded stuff that I have. So we're going to just take a look at all this stuff. I like it all, but this way you can have a look at it. So if you have a choice and you run across any of these, you might want to know which ones you want to get. Okay, so first I'm going to look at the extra pieces that I got. This is totally unnecessary to have these extra colorful dice per player, but I love it. I love having each player having their own stuff. So that's just an automatic easiness for me. But these are amazing. Now, maybe this has been done before, but when you look at these look like they're cardboard tokens, but they're actually plastic tokens, and these replace the victory point tokens and the other tokens in the game, including the portals. And I have to tell you, folks, I wish more companies would do whatever this is. I don't know how expensive these were to do. These are phenomenal, and I'm so glad to have these as part of the game. Definitely, this was an upgrade to Starcadia, but I love it. So now we're taking a look at Starcadia Quest Zenith Invasion. This is Aliens, and it comes with its own little set of scenarios, and these are just very straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4. And other than the first one having a random bad guy in there, the rest of them use only the stuff that comes in here. And that's probably for the best. The different models that come with this, you have your, that's pretty cool. I really like. I didn't think I would like this as much as I did. I'm not a big fan of Alien, but you have these different little creatures here. So what do we have? You can actually take a Zenith Guard, which is one of the bad guys, one of these ones here, and you can play with it as a hero if you so desire, which is a pretty good hero if you think about it. It can exhaust an upgrade to do a 4 range attack. Then you have Zenith Grubs here, which cannot attack, but basically, if they enter movement next to a close hero, they do 1 wound, and then you replace it with the drone itself. And if you ever kill it, everyone next to it suffers a wound. And then these have no defense, but a 5 melee attack, very dangerous, and has 5 movement. And if it's killed, all close characters suffer a wound. The Zenith Guard here, if the target suffers a wound, the target's dazed. And if the Zenith Guard is killed, all close characters suffer a wound. You can see that's kind of a theme here. And then the Killer Queen, which has some massive numbers. 9 health, I guess 9 overkill, the same thing here, but moves 5 defense, 7 melee, shoves when moving. Whenever a trooper activates, the Queen activates as well. Really? She activates every time any trooper activates, and when she's killed, all close characters suffer 2 wounds. So that's neat. They certainly made this a very powerful figure. I like these a lot because this just adds another scenario to the game, and if you want to play kind of with the Aliens theme, while yet still going after each other. The same thing with this campaign expansion, the Thorn Troopers. So here we have Star Wars, essentially, which has, there's some pretty involved things on these cards, but just like the Aliens, you have the monsters are almost always going to be the ones from the set. It's only the very first mission where you'll have a random one. And just like the Aliens, 2 of the characters here, Lord Dusk can actually be a hero in this one. He's the main bad guy with his helmet here. He can exhaust 2 upgrades that daze a target in line of sight. That's not bad. When attacking with a ranged weapon, she does not exhaust her weapon if she rolls any of the bursts. That's really cool. An expert markswoman, which is pretty funny because as Thorn Troopers, the base guys in this set, and here are the different characters. What is that? But I really like how these characters look. But anyway, The Thorn Troopers can only hit on bursts, but they roll 7 dice, so they really shoot high, but they still can be annoying. Thorn Commandos, other monsters in the same tile, roll an extra 2 dice. You have a Commando and a Thorn Trooper together, they're rolling 9 dice at you. Lieutenant Plasma, when attacking 3 spaces away, she rolls an extra 3. She rolls 8, and she does not have that restriction that the Thorn Troopers do. And then the Uber Transport just shoves when moving. Lord Dusk, when defending, for each save he rolls, the attacker suffers a wound. So this is a whole lightsaber thing, essentially. Blocking your own hits and hitting you back with them, which is really cool. I like this set a lot. I mean, I'm a Star Wars fan, and I really like the miniatures. And I found the Thorn Troopers, they're a fun one to use in any of the scenarios. So in the Starcadia Quest Space Marauders pack, there comes these plastic pieces which you're supposed to put over the player control boards. So they work kind of like this. You simply just slide them in, and they fit there in the bottom. And I kind of like them because they hold the tiles and the cards in play. They also slide out really easily. So I think the only way I'm going to keep them is by somehow gluing them in, maybe just gluing them into the bottom spot so that they just kind of sit there. I don't know. I don't necessarily like that option very well, but it seems like that might be the best use for them. Now, what this expansion comes with mostly, though, is more stuff. More heroes, more aliens, and another whole gigantic campaign that has a traitor at the end of it. And it's a split campaign in the sense that it has 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, and then goes to 4. So I like that idea. That's pretty cool, having more campaigns. But more interestingly enough, it has more heroes. We have Wet Willie, which is a great name for a hero. When he dies, he hits everybody around him. He's like a time bomb. Iceheart, who is actually so these two essentially are bad guys from other spots. So Iceheart's one of the bad guys from the original campaign. If you want to use her as a hero, you can. And Praetor, and I think Gobbly too. All right, so here's the ones that are in this set, though, as new heroes. We have Mel, who can place a portal in any space within line of sight. Really neat. Basically, she has a portal gun. Thorn here, when enemy heroes enter the space next to him, they have to exhaust and upgrade or suffer a wound. Donald, if there's an ally within line of sight, he gets 2 reroll. Once per turn, she can suffer a wound and roll 2 extra dice. Don't know if I like that so much, but some people like that kind of character. Attacking with a ranged weapon, she also hits an extra enemy close to her. That's fun. Jebediah, if his ally said he can attack twice instead. I play him and deliberately kill the other guy. Alpha, when his ally is activated, he can move 2 spaces without triggering guard reactions. Yes, slide through everyone. Luna, allies within her line of sight roll an extra die on all rolls. Very, very helpful. Calvin here, who's come back from the future. Once per attack or defense, he can reroll all his dice at once. She can exhaust an upgrade to move a character in line of sight 4 spaces. Marley here, who's never happy about anything. When his attack does any wounds, unexhaust all his upgrades. So, if he has a bad day, everything works out well. Blue, when activated, they get an extra movement. Here, when you kill an enemy hero, you can resurrect an ally. Really neat. Riley, she has 1 extra reroll, which is okay, I guess. Cybot, when defending, for each one of these attacks that he rolls, burst, he gets an extra save. So a very strong defensive character. Only 2 hit points, but you're rolling 4, and these count as extra saves. It's very hard to hit him. Nemok, once per activation, exhausts an upgrade to daze a close trooper. When attacking a ranged weapon, if he rolls a burst, you can target an additional target. Nice. And you can also grade 2 upgrades to be placed in any space in line of sight. So fast, Johnny Jet. I like Johnny Jet. And then the Z500, which is a bad guy in this scenario, but you can play him as a good guy too. When defending, if he rolls a burst, he may unexhaust an upgrade or heal a wound. And then we have the other stuff here. Mountain Peak is this massive bad guy here. Really powerful. Look at that. 15 wounds it takes to kill him. And he shoves when moving. Shove characters take a wound. 6 attack. Then we got Gobbly and Praetor and Boombox and Z500, the bad guy. Johnny Jet, also a bad guy. Man, I really like him as a good guy. But so a lot of the characters in here are both bad and good, Octomucky and Gobbly. But if you want more heroes, you definitely have them with this set. So there you go. I like all of this. If I was only getting one thing, I would have hunted down those dice and those plastic tokens. That's how much I like them. I want to like the plastic trays from this more. Maybe once I glue the things in, which I'm kind of, I'm always hesitant to glue anything because it's permanent. But I think I might like those better. I do like the more options though. If I was getting one of these, I'd actually get the Stormtroopers one because I don't know, I just like that Star Wars feeling to it. But I do like the fact that this one comes with 22 more hero cards. Not 22 more heroes. I think there is 16 hero figures and then 6 bad guys that they convert into heroes. But still, even if you just take those other 16 heroes, that's twice as many as come in the base game and gives you a ton of options of different characters to pick between. So overall, I don't think you need everything for the game. If I was going to get one thing, like I said, get those plastic tokens. If I was going to get 2 things, I'd get that Build a Robot expansion. I'll take a look somewhere else. But if you just want more stuff, any of these 3 would work fine. I'm Tom Vasel. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.